Right, hello, welcome back to the channel. We have yet another 3DS XL. And this one, I'm going to turn it on. I'll have a little look, see what the problems are supposed to be with it. Because there's a few, but they're not too bad. Obviously, as you can see, it turns on. But just wait for this to load up behind me. L button doesn't work, the volume button doesn't work properly, and the up direction on the analog stick doesn't work. So, up on the analog stick doesn't work. Down does, but up doesn't. The volume, that's at completely low volume. It doesn't go all the way up. So I suspect someone's had this apart. And the L button doesn't work. Well, I'm hoping it's just that, but I'm going to presume that someone's probably had this open to do something, don't know what, and they've snapped something off. I'm really hoping they haven't, but I guess we're going to find out once I get a screwdriver bit and a nice little Lecky screwdriver. Oh, that doesn't sound good. That sounds is sticky. Oh no. But that's disgusting. I've got no idea what that is or why it is, but let's get the battery out of the way. Fortunately, it looks like it has only touched the back. So whilst we've got it open, I'm going to soak it in IPA and chuck it out of the way, and then I'm going to pull this off and soak that in IPA also. It smells very perfumey. At least it doesn't smell like someone's child has weed on it or something, so that's good. Yeah, it smells like soap or Lynx or something like that. Oh wow. Let's get the memory card out, and yeah, that's not connected, so that could be why that doesn't work. And yeah, it's proper. Well, you can see what has happened. Well, you can't see what's happened, but oh dear, this is gross. Something nasty. It smells like soap, but let's have that out for starters. Ugh, gross. Now let's have a look at this. I'm going to unscrew this. In fact, let's pop that off. that is, if you can see that. That is not going back in a 3DS. It's disgusting. Ugh. Ugh. Horrid. Awful. But the rest of it looks fine. So, I'm going to go and clean this up and go and find some spare parts. I'll be back. Right, I'm back. This looks nice and clean now. There's some markings on it, but it's not bad. This has come up a lot better. So I need to check and see if that works, because this one clicks nicely, but there and all of this, I mean, that's stained, but besides that, it has come up quite nicely. Obviously, I haven't bothered to clean up these despicable things, because I'm just going to replace them with some nice clean ones that have come from the spare parts box. You can buy the analog sticks and the volume buttons readily available on AliExpress and eBay and other such places, but there's no point me buying them, as I've got plenty of failed projects where I've just gonna harvest the machines for parts, because a lot of times things will come in and they're completely unfixable. I had one the other week, didn't make a video unfortunately because this desk was unable to be used where the camera's set up. Basically, I had one that turned up and the board was so shot to bits that it just went straight in the pile. And then another one turned up and it didn't even have a lower screen. It was just the console top screen and the PCB. Now, the seller had said that one didn't work at all, so I kind of took them at their word, and I thought, well, I'll see what I can do with it. So I had a little tinker and got it to power up but pop. So after trying many different screens and different ribbon cables for the speakers, finally I found a set that would work. Turns out the first one, where the board was completely shot to bits, the screen was good and the shell was good. Well, it had a crack on the hinge, so replaced the mid frame, popped the board in there, and then I realised that the Wi-Fi switch over here, oh sorry, yeah, over here, this little one on that side there, the little plastic bit that sticks out so that it switches on and off, that was faulty and broken, so I replaced that and got it all back together and got one working one out of the two. Now, I didn't make a lot of money on that one because I had to provide a brand new lower screen, as I didn't have a spare, and neither of the two, well, one didn't have one and the other one, the screen was no good. So a brand new lower screen, brand new mid frame. The one that was completely knackered cost me 85. The other one was 25, I think, or thereabouts. So we're talking 110. It sold for 110 plus the lower screen plus the mid frame. If you said 125, that would be about right. And I sold it for 135 minus fees, minus postage. I may have broken even. I may have lost a couple of quid. But at least after the initial £85 one, there was a way to recoup most of, or if not all of my money. So no profit, but I got it going. It's a shame I didn't make a video, because that would have been good, or at least slightly more interesting than this, which I'm probably going to have to pull the back off this and change that inside button. But I think this should be good. So let's get it back together and switched on. And let's see what happens. I want this to go up. I want this volume switch to work. And I want the L to work. But, right, L still not working. Ah, L is constantly depressed. Sounds like me a couple of years ago, but yeah, L not working. But let's home menu that anyway. Let's see if up works and see if the volume works. Currently, right, volume works, up, down. So yeah, let's get this back off. And let's just change out this L button. Or that one, yeah. That will be the L button. Let's see what kind of state this is in. As I say, I did try and give it a scrub, but I didn't take it out. So let's see how knackered that is. Yeah, that's oi, focus. That's equally mullered. So let's find another back plate and find another one of these. Got another one. Just pop that to there. Loving this little screwdriver, by the way. That was another AliExpress job. It was like 17 quid plus the tax, but that's really handy. You'll do nicely. Sling this out of the way. Bring this one back and put it back in shot. Yeah, that feels much nicer. And yeah, I'm going to use this one again. But at least my concerns about the L button, I was thinking that the L button may have been snapped off, but of course it doesn't matter on the 3DS XL because the buttons are connected by these. You can just switch them out. On the 2DS, they are attached to the board. So that makes like, what was that? That was part of the other shell. That doesn't matter. So let's try this again. And then hopefully we are pretty much done. Provided the button I used does actually work. It's not been tested, has it? Of course not. This is the testing phase. So, yep, that's on. Let's get a battery in. Power it up. And it feels, as I click this in here, it feels much better. Yeah, look at that. As I press it, you can see L nicely lifting and R, L, R, L. Yeah. And we'll just start them. So, I'm going to flip that upside down, get my screws back in, and we are done. It's a nice, easy, quick fix. I mean, There's nothing here that was overly complicated. Anyone can do this fix. It's just, but there's no soldering. There was no soldering, just unscrewing and screwing back in, and the undoing of ribbon flex holders and replacing pieces. So difficulty scale, probably 2 out of 10. And if you want to know how much this one was, I think it was a little over £55. So this one should hopefully help pay for this month's office rent, as I am slowly trying to bring the company back up to full speed. But yeah, that and that are little rubbery bits go in there nicely. Pop that back on. And yeah, top screen, the rear camera works. Try the inner camera. Yep, that works. We're good to go. So, on that note, thank you very much for watching. I will see you in the next one. Take care. Bye.